Welcome back to Tutorial 2 on Physiological Changes in Pregnancy. In this session, we'll dive right into the next set of high-yield questions and explanations. Let's get started. Increased pigmentation of the face during pregnancy is called A. Vitiligo, B. Melasma, C. Psoriasis, D. Eczema. Correct answer is B. Melasma. During pregnancy, increased levels of estrogen, progesterone, and melanocyte-stimulating hormone, MSH, stimulate melanin production, leading to dark patches on the face, especially on the cheeks, forehead, nose, and upper lip. This condition is known as melasma, or the mask of pregnancy, cloasma gravidarum. For other options, vitiligo causes loss of skin pigmentation, resulting in white patches. Psoriasis is a chronic inflammatory skin condition characterized by red, scaly plaques. Eczema is an inflammatory skin condition causing itching, redness, and dryness. Exam tip: pregnancy plus dark facial patches equals melasma, or mask of pregnancy. Therefore, correct answer is B. Melasma. The dark line extending from the symphysis pubis to the umbilicus is A. Striae gravidarum, B. Linea nigra, C. Melasma, D. Areola. Correct answer is B. Linea nigra. Linea nigra is a darkly pigmented vertical line that appears during pregnancy, extending from the symphysis pubis to the umbilicus and sometimes up to the xiphostorum. It develops due to increased production of melanin stimulated by pregnancy hormones. Striae gravidarum causes the stretch marks that appear on the abdomen, breasts, thighs, and buttocks due to stretching of the skin. Melasma causes dark patches on the face, commonly called the mask of pregnancy. Areola is the pigmented area surrounding the nipple, which becomes darker during pregnancy, but is not the line on the abdomen. Exam tip: linea nigra equals black line on the abdomen during pregnancy. Remember the common skin changes in pregnancy. Linea nigra equals dark abdominal line. Melasma, also called chlomasma, equals facial pigmentation. Striae gravidarum equals stretch marks. Darkening of areolae equals increased breast pigmentation. Therefore, correct answer is B. Linea nigra. Which hormone is primarily responsible for breast enlargement during pregnancy? A. Oxytocin, B. Prolactin, C. Progesterone and estrogen, D. FSH. Correct answer is C. Progesterone and estrogen. During pregnancy, estrogen and progesterone are the main hormones responsible for breast enlargement. Estrogen stimulates growth and branching of the breast ducts. Progesterone promotes development of the lobules and alveoli, milk-producing glands. Together, they cause the breasts to increase in size and prepare for lactation. Note: oxytocin is responsible for milk ejection, letdown reflex, after delivery, not breast enlargement. Prolactin stimulates milk production, especially after childbirth, but is not the primary cause of breast enlargement during pregnancy. FSH, follicle-stimulating hormone, is involved in ovarian follicle development and is suppressed during pregnancy. Remember, pregnancy prepares the breast with estrogen and progesterone, whereas breastfeeding depends on prolactin and oxytocin. Therefore, correct answer is C. Progesterone and estrogen. Colostrum production may begin as early as A. 4 weeks, B. 12 weeks, C. 16 weeks, D. Labor. Correct answer is C. 16 weeks. Colostrum The first milk produced by the breasts may begin to form as early as 16 weeks of pregnancy, second trimester. Some pregnant women may even notice a small amount of yellowish fluid leaking from the nipples during this period. Colostrum is rich in antibodies, especially IgA, proteins, white blood cells, vitamins, and minerals. It provides the newborn with early immune protection after birth. At 4 weeks, breast changes begin, but colostrum production has not usually started. At 12 weeks, breast development is occurring, but colostrum production typically starts later. At labor, colostrum is already present and is available immediately after delivery. Exam tip: colostrum production begins around 16 weeks, but copious milk production starts after delivery when progesterone levels fall. Remember, sweet 16 equals colostrum begins. This mnemonic can help you recall the timing in exams. Therefore, correct answer is C, 16 weeks. Gastrointestinal motility decreases, mainly because of A, estrogen, B, progesterone, C, relaxin, D, prolactin. Correct answer is B, progesterone. During pregnancy, progesterone relaxes smooth muscle throughout the body, including the gastrointestinal tract. This causes decreased gastrointestinal motility, delayed gastric emptying, slower intestinal transit time, and increased water absorption from the intestines. As a result, pregnant women commonly experience constipation, bloating, heartburn, reflux, and indigestion. The other hormones function as follows. Estrogen contributes to various pregnancy changes, but is not the primary cause of reduced GI motility. Relaxin mainly relaxes pelvic ligaments and softens the cervix in preparation for childbirth. Prolactin stimulates milk production and does not significantly affect GI motility. Remember, progesterone equals pregnancy's relaxing hormone. Relaxes uterus, relaxes intestines, causing constipation and reflux. Relaxes ureters, causing urinary stasis. This makes progesterone the principal hormone responsible for decreased gastrointestinal motility in pregnancy. Therefore, correct answer is B, progesterone. A common result of reduced bowel motility is A, diarrhea, B, constipation, C, vomiting, D, dysentery. Correct answer is B, constipation. During pregnancy, the hormone progesterone relaxes the smooth muscles of the gastrointestinal tract, causing reduced bowel motility. Food moves more slowly through the intestines, allowing more water to be absorbed from the stool. As a result, stools become harder and drier. Bowel movements become less frequent. Constipation commonly occurs. Why the other options are wrong. Diarrhea usually occurs when intestinal transit is increased, not decreased. Vomiting is more commonly associated with early pregnancy due to hormonal changes, especially increased HCG levels. Dysentery is an infectious condition which causes diarrhea with blood and mucus. It is not caused by reduced bowel motility. Exam tip: pregnancy plus increased progesterone plus reduced bowel motility plus constipation. A common chain tested in nursing and midwifery exams is progesterone plus smooth muscle relaxation plus bowel motility plus water absorption plus constipation. Remember, slow bowel equals hard stool equals constipation. Therefore, correct answer is B, constipation. Which physiological change contributes to heartburn in pregnancy? A, increased gastric acidity. B, relaxation of lower esophageal sphincter. C, increased gastric emptying. D. Increased appetite. Correct answer is B. Relaxation of lower esophageal sphincter. During pregnancy, progesterone relaxes smooth muscles, including the lower esophageal sphincter, or LES. The LES normally prevents stomach contents from flowing back into the esophagus. When the LES relaxes, stomach acid can reflux into the esophagus. The pregnant woman experiences heartburn, or pyrosis, and acid indigestion. The enlarging uterus later in pregnancy also increases pressure on the stomach, further promoting reflux. For other options, heartburn in pregnancy is mainly due to reflux caused by LES relaxation, not increased gastric acidity. Gastric emptying is actually slowed during pregnancy and not increased. Increased appetite does not directly cause heartburn. Remember, progesterone relaxes smooth muscles everywhere. In uterus, prevents contractions. In intestines, causes constipation. In lower esophageal sphincter, causes heartburn. In uterus, promotes urinary stasis. Key chain. Progesterone increases, leads to LES relaxation, which leads to acid reflux, which leads to heartburn, or pyrosis. Therefore, correct answer is B, relaxation of lower esophageal sphincter.
Morning sickness is most common during A. First trimester, B. Second trimester, C. Third trimester, D. Labor. Correct answer is A. First trimester. Morning sickness, nausea and vomiting of pregnancy, is most common during the first trimester, especially between 6 and 12 weeks of gestation. It is thought to be related to increased levels of human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG, increased estrogen levels, and increased sensitivity to certain smells and foods. Although called morning sickness, symptoms can occur at any time of the day. Take note, in second trimester, symptoms usually improve or disappear by this time. In third trimester, nausea may occur in some women, but it is far less common than in the first trimester. In labor, morning sickness is not a typical feature. Exam tip. Pregnancy symptom, most common time. Morning sickness, first trimester. Quickening, around 16 to 20 weeks. Braxton Hicks contractions, second and third trimesters. Colostrum production begins around 16 weeks. Memory aid. First trimester equals HCG high equals morning sickness high. Therefore, correct answer is A, first trimester.
Which hormone is responsible for maintaining the corpus luteum early in pregnancy? A. Oxytocin, B. HCG, C. FSH, D. Prolactin. Correct answer is B. HCG. After implantation, the developing trophoblast secretes human chorionic gonadotropin, HCG. The primary role of HCG in early pregnancy is to maintain the corpus luteum, which continues to produce progesterone, estrogen. These hormones are essential for maintaining the endometrium and supporting the pregnancy until the placenta takes over hormone production, around 10 to 12 weeks. Oxytocin stimulates uterine contractions and milk ejection. It does not maintain the corpus luteum. FSH, follicle-stimulating hormone, stimulates follicular development in the ovary and is suppressed during pregnancy. Prolactin stimulates milk production, but does not maintain the corpus luteum. Exam tip. HCG equals hormone that rescues the corpus luteum in early pregnancy. A common exam sequence is implantation, HCG secretion, corpus luteum maintained, progesterone production continues, pregnancy maintained. Remember, HCG helps the corpus luteum grow and survive. This makes HCG the key hormone responsible for maintaining the corpus luteum during the early weeks of pregnancy. Therefore, correct answer is B, HCG.
Relaxin contributes to A. Uterine contractions, B. Cervical softening and pelvic ligament relaxation, C. Milk production, D. Ovulation. Correct answer is B. Cervical softening and pelvic ligament relaxation. Relaxin is a hormone produced mainly by the corpus luteum, placenta, and decidua during pregnancy. Its primary functions are to soften the cervix, relax the pelvic ligaments and joints, increase the flexibility of the pelvis in preparation for childbirth. These changes help facilitate the passage of the fetus through the birth canal during labor. Uterine contractions are primarily stimulated by oxytocin and prostaglandins. Milk production is mainly stimulated by prolactin. Ovulation is controlled by FSH and LH and does not occur during normal pregnancy. Licensure exam Pearl. A useful comparison. Hormone, main function in pregnancy. HCG maintains corpus luteum. Progesterone maintains pregnancy, relaxes smooth muscle. Estrogen promotes uterine and breast growth. Relaxin softens cervix and relaxes pelvic ligaments. Prolactin, milk production. Oxytocin, uterine contractions and milk ejection. Therefore, correct answer is B, cervical softening and pelvic ligament relaxation. Well done for completing today's tutorial. Don't forget to subscribe to Medent tutorials and turn on notifications for more high-yield questions. For additional MCQs, notes, and exam resources, visit www.meddentweb.com. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next tutorial. Keep learning, keep growing, and keep preparing for success.